What's good, everybody? Valor here once again. Welcome back to the Messy Workbench. And this time I've got a Retaliator on the bench because this is going to be a short video on how to do a basic spring swap on one of the most ubiquitous of blasters for warring and such. Because it's the elite version of the Recon, which was one of the best clip-fed Nerf blasters out there, other than the long shot. And I've got a 12 mag filled with some darts right here so I can illustrate my point. And I've got the chrono barrel. Let's turn it on. And just to demonstrate the FPS before I do this mod, let's see here. You can see it 6 right there. It's reading 75, which is a little bit high. 78. Yeah, this chrono barrel is reading a little bit high. 76. 73. 75. And 74. So they're reading all right. And keep that in mind, because now we are going to take this thing apart. One of the first things you want to do whenever you take one of these apart is take your mag out, because that leads to some problems later. Yeah, we'll get the screws out of this thing. I've got one of my favorite screwdrivers. This is a, I believe it's a number 1 or number 0, I forget. But it's my favorite screwdriver for Nerf. Now let's get this done. Going to want to pop this apart, and if all went well and you removed all the screws, it should just come apart in halves. Set that off to the side, and now we've got the Retaliator itself. This is the dart tooth. You do not want to remove this. That is essential for the stock breech. Main plunger tube. And here's the stock spring. Now I'm debating on whether or not to put the 6 or 10 kilogram in there. 10 will get you a whole lot more performance, and the 6 will get you a good, decent boost. Because see, I can press this a whole lot farther than the turf. Let's just go with the 6 kilogram turf, because turf springs are actually a bit heavier than their written rating, I found. Now let's remove the trigger. I'm going to save that for later, and I'm going to do something else to that here in a bit. Pull the spring out. Use a small flat screwdriver. Now this is the mag retention spring. You don't want to lose this. That is useful in the future. Let's just undo this screw here. This goes to the mag release on the outside. It'll just drop out there. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull out this lock. I forget what this one actually does. But it's a lock nonetheless. One of them prevents you from priming it back again once you've primed it forward, and the other one prevents you from pressing the trigger whenever you have the slide back, so it prevents you from depriming. Put the thing back in. Now I'm planning on just using one of those springs I yanked out to reinforce the catch, because with a stronger spring you want to reinforce the catch spring. Another option is to get something like a metal catch, which this is a metal Retaliator catch. I'll probably use this on something else. But that spring is a bit weak. One option is to double it up, or you can just find a stronger one outright. I might dig through my spring bin real quick. That one seems sufficient. So it is about the same size, so I'm just going to place that, stick that there so I can use it to double up another spring later. But there we go. That one's a bit beefier. Now you just want to slide this into place. And another thing you might want to do is, actually, let's remove this again. You can remove this lock. I don't mind it as much because it keeps me from doing bad things, but it's a lock nonetheless, so I will remove it. I think actually, yeah, actually let's leave it in for now. If it causes me trouble later, then I will replace. I will take it back out. Put the spring in place. And the trigger. It's a stock Retaliator spring. I will put that there for now. I will do the plate extension for the trigger, because the stock trigger pull, especially with upgraded springs, feels absolutely horrible. Yeah, the stock trigger has so much travel before it actually activates the guard, not the guard, but the plate. So I like to take styrene plastic and just mark out the size I need and cut it with an X-Acto or something similar. There we go. About 3 layers of this brings it to the right height for me, for my comfort. Now, the only thing now is to screw it all back together, and we will get it tested over the chrono. Turns out this lock is causing me some trouble after all. And it is done. The prime is a bit heavier, but it still catches just fine now, and that trigger feels a whole lot better. Let's slap a mag into it. Turn the chrono barrel back on. Angle it so you can see it. 104.9. Mind you, this is with a 6 kilogram. 99. 101. 97. 106. 100. Now, I would not want to dry fire this too much without a dart in it, but leaving the air restrictor in is pretty good for that anyway. And the 6 kilogram isn't too strong that it's going to break it too quickly. I would be worried with something like a 10 or 12 kilogram turf, but overall, it is very, very easy. Once again, thanks to Mr. Mike Sutcliffe. You'll see us over on his website, as well as my channel. And yeah, I'll be here at my channel, and thanks for watching.